The thumbnail is not the correct list order. Just to let everybody that has a low IQ, that is not the correct order. Because in the past, the reason why I do this for tier lists is because I don't want to spoil the results in the thumbnail. So that's the reason why I do it. But anyway, a few years ago when I did my tier list of all the God of War games, I put God of War 3 in the tier list, in the F tier. Not in the tier list, not in the tier list, in the thumbnail of the tier list in the F tier. Fuck, that just got clipped. That's what happens when I'm doing it live. But anyway, I did that, and my god, man, I pissed off so many people. I didn't even watch the video. Like, people don't even skip to the end of video fucking tier list videos anymore. It's just the way society is. So, but hey, I probably already pissed off the fanboys anyway with that miscontext. Somebody's probably instantly paused the video and clipped that out. But anyway, we are live and decided let's rank. We're going to be ranking all the infamous games because we recently finished off all of the infamous games on the channel. In fact, this week, actually, we finished off all the infamous games. So we started a playthrough of all the infamous games in 2025. I have played some of them back, pretty much most of them back in the day. The only one I didn't was Infamous First Light. But anyway, we did a playthrough of all the infamous games this year. So we get Infamous 1, Infamous 2. My chair's making a lot of sound today. Infamous Festival Blood. I fucking accidentally added that to 2 categories. That's what happens when you do this live. I didn't realize that. Oh well. Well, we're live anyway. I can't fix the mistakes. So, if you want to view the games in separate playlists, obviously you can all scroll down and you'll see them all here. But this is the playlist of all of them if you don't want to watch all of them in particular. So I decided let's do a tier list live rather than a video because, to be honest, I'm kind of busy today, and also, I mean, I'm gonna be streaming like 8 days in a row. So I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just do a simple chill stream, like an hour, maybe half an hour to an hour of a simple tier list. Plus, it also gives the Twitch audience a chance to react to the tier list as well. So let's just get straight into this. So in my playthrough, we did in 2025. We did all Evil. We did Evil for every single mainline game. We did Evil. The reason why I picked Evil over Good, even though I've done the games both Good and Evil, pretty much all of the games though, granted though I've not played Infamous Second Son in over a decade outside of my playthrough I did recently, so I don't really remember what the good camera options are in Infamous Second Son, if I'm going to be honest, compared to the Evil camera options. I know what they are, but I don't know how it affects the story completely different, because it's been such a long time since I did the good option in Infamous Second Son, so I will have some bias when against that, because I've not done it in such a long time. Because I'm trying to use memory from over a decade ago. But we did all the Evil for all of the games. But anyway, just wanted to let you know that. But I've done good on all the games as well, so I know what the plot's like. So let's start with Infamous 1, the original Infamous game from 2009. So I actually bought this game. I got it like a year or two after launch. It was really cheap. It was like second hand. We did actually buy this game because I do have a physical copy, but I do remember, I think it was Infamous 1 and it was some other game that they gave away for free in 2011 after, the month when the PlayStation Network was down for a whole month. Pretty sure they gave Infamous 1 and they gave some other game, but I don't remember at the top of my head because it's been over a decade ago. I would have to look that up online. But anyway, I bought all these games anyway, but Infamous 1, well, apart from First Light, I got it from Plus, but we'll talk about that when we get to it. So Infamous 1, I would say, definitely has the best story in the entire series. Like, it's also the most darkest game. Very dark game, especially if you go Evil. You go Light, it's also kind of a fucking dark game as well. You got many cool factions. You've got the Reapers, you got the Dustmen, you've got the First Sons. They're called the First Sons, yeah. Literally, I said my Infamous Second Son playthrough, I was like, wait, were they not called the Second Son? Pretty sure they were called the First Sons. hopefully, hey, it was January when I played this, so I wouldn't be surprised if I completely forgot. But Infamous 1 is an absolute amazing game. The gameplay isn't always the best. You do play as the electric guy, which you also play in Infamous 2, which I like that, the way it is and that. But Infamous 1, really fun story, really good story, especially some of the camera options, like you do really start stuff. There's a camera option right pretty much at the end of the game, and this is the only Infamous game that does this. And it's a really cool camera option. Where, actually, no, I'm not going to shoot. No, I'm not going to bother. But what happens is, if you pick an Evil camera option at the end of the game, you are permanently evil forever. You can never become a good character ever again. It makes you the infamous rank, which is kind of interesting to see. I'm pretty sure it's called hero the best rank, then the evilest rank is called infamous. But anyway, when you can't go out of the infamous rank if you make this evil choice at the end of the game where you like nuke the whole city, do pretty much what Kessler done at the start of the game. I'm going to be doing spoilers here, but it's really cool. Then you have like red lightning, obviously you have red lightning when you're evil, but your lightning also becomes like partially black as well, which is really sick. No other infamous game does this, where you're like so evil, like your power changes, and it's really cool, and it's so fucking dark. But the story is absolutely great in Infamous 1, and as I said, I think it's the best story. So I'm going to straight up be honest, Infamous 1 is an S tier Infamous game. Absolutely amazing. The first game in the series. Now, there are some parts of Infamous 1 is not a perfect game. I mean, even though I'm putting it in S tier, it's not a perfect game. Like, I think the parkour could be quite buggy sometimes. It's the first game in the series. It's kind of got the same parkour system of like the old Assassin's Creed games. Like, the old Assassin's Creed games were pretty buggy when it came to the parkour. Like, I would say Infamous 1's kind of got probably the parkour system of like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, where it's better than Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed 1, but you can still mess it up pretty easily. But it's kind of interesting that it seems to feel like Infamous did the parkour system actually better than what's up, man? What's up, Carson? But anyway, what was I saying? So the things I didn't like about Infamous 1 was I didn't really like the Trish storyline. I didn't really care about that, to be honest. I don't know why Cole had like such a fucking crush on this fucking Twish fucking lass. That, to be honest, it does fuck all in the complete story, but whatever, hey, simps are going to be simps, I suppose. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that, and it was mainly some of the parkour was quite glitchy, you know, and the races were extremely difficult, like the side mission races, but you had karma missions, like evil karma missions and good karma missions, side missions that were really cool as well. So that's pretty much all I have to say about Infamous 1. Infamous 2, pretty much, Infamous 2 is like the opposite of Infamous 1. Like, I would say Infamous 2 has a weaker story than Infamous 1, but Infamous 2 the gameplay is improved significantly. Much better gameplay. Yeah, really warm, okay. It's actually quite cold today. It's only like 15 Celsius, which is actually really cold. It's not cold today at all in Scotland, but I mean, for like the last fucking few weeks, it's been like 20 plus Celsius. Right, what's it over there, by the way? Like, what temperature is it right there, right now? Anyway, Infamous 2, what was I saying? Yeah, it's interesting to do a tier list live. You get to talk to the audience and all that type of stuff. But anyway, 26. It could be worse. I mean, you get 26 sometimes, days in the year. Sometimes. That's absolutely brutal. I remember when it was, I think a few years back, it was like almost 30, man. Oh, man, that was absolutely brutal, man. Yeah, man, if you live like in America or fucking Africa and that shit, you're probably like, that's freezing! That temperature's freezing. By the way, if any Americans are actually watching this, it's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Fucking, I don't even know what 26 Fahrenheit is, but I think that's absolutely freezing. I think that's like, that might even be below 1 Celsius. I don't even actually know, to be honest. But I'm not going to work that out. But anyway, Infamous 2, pretty much the same as the first game, but they improved, like, the gameplay's significantly improved. The story makes a little bit of a downtrack. It explores the story more of the first game, what happens at the end of the first game, like the beast and all that, and Kessler turns it to be you. So, it's actually a pretty good game. Good gameplay. You're not noob powers, but you're still the electric guy. Really cool. The ending, I think originally Infamous 2, the ending of Infamous 2 was meant to be the final Infamous game, because Infamous 2, the ending, you have two choices. You've got the evil choice where you completely wipe out all of humanity and only the continents are left. But you've got the good choice where you sacrifice all continents die. Every continent ever dies. And the evil end is really fucking dark, man. You got to kill your like best friend Seek, which you developed in the first game and all that. But a really good game. The side quests in that were a little bit less repetitive than the first game. I mean, I'd pretty much just say it's the same as the first game, if I'm going to be honest. An absolute great game, an absolute classic. One thing that Infamous 2 did introduce, that's exclusive to Infamous 2 and Festival of Blood, was the user-generated content missions, which was really cool. I don't know why they never brought these back. like where you could create like your own missions and that type of stuff. They're really cool. And I mean, I like stuff like that. Like I like Halo Forge. I like the Far Cry game map editors. They're really really cool. And I'm really happy Infamous 2 did something like that. And I wish I don't know why they never brought it back. Like I would have loved to see the Infamous 2 user generated content in Second Son. Fuck, even Ghost of Tsushima. Imagine that in Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is an amazing game made by the same company, if anyone didn't know. But imagine you could do like the build your own maps and that shit. That'd be well fucking sick in that. But sadly, they didn't make that a feature. And Ghost of Tsushima are future Infamous games. Now, they did make it a feature in Infamous Festival of Blood. So Infamous Festival of Blood is its own game. Though technically on Palio, it is considered a DLC. But for some reason in the Infamous series, the DLCs, they have their own like game launcher, and you buy them separate. Like you don't have to own the base game to access them. So is it really a DLC at that rate? I mean, you could make the argument say it is a DLC. You could make the argument say it's not a DLC because I mean it has its own digital downloads and they don't come part of the main game. Like you don't just go in the main game. Like for example, like the GTA 4 DLCs. Even though the GTA 4 DLCs are actually a really bad example because the GTA 4 DLCs actually are their own games because you can buy them separate. That's a bad example. Something like more of like additional game DLCs like the Elder Scrolls or Fallout, the Fallout games or the Witcher games where you have to almost own the base game to play the DLCs. The example in the Fallout games and the Elder Scrolls games, I'd make the argument and say the DLCs could be argued to be their own game in that scenario. But anyway, Festival of Blood is pretty much good. You play as a vampire, it's like Blood Mary, it's obviously all fictional, that type. It's really cool, a non-canon story, which I wish they would have done this in the future, like non-canon stories. But sadly, they didn't. They didn't really expand upon that, like any non-canon stories. And I really wish they did something like that in Infamous First Light. It made that like a non-canon story instead of making that a canon story. I would have loved to see a non-canon DLC that's just silly. So you become a vampire in this, and you go after Blood Mary. It's a really, really, really short DLC. Like it's. I'll tell you right now how fucking short it is. I'm gonna go to the playlist, right? We did it one stream. I can find it. There it is. And it took us about an hour and a half. Now I was talking about doing that, like I am right now. So realistically, we probably completed it in like an hour because I was taking my time. Now, granted, though, I did skip the mandatory user-generated missions because you can skip them. I don't want to play them because for some reason, if you accept it, you have to play a couple of mandatory user-generated missions, which, to be honest, are a complete fucking waste of time, and they're not that good. I mean, even I could make a better user-generated mission than them, I reckon. But then again, I'm not getting anymore, so maybe I wouldn't enjoy them as much as I did when I was younger. I don't know. But anyway, I think B tier is a fair spot. B tier is a favourite. Next is Infamous Second Son. I got to first say this. Infamous Second Son is extremely underrated. A lot of people don't like Second Son. They don't like the design choices and don't make like what Infamous Second Son did. And to a point of view, I do agree. Like changing the powers and that, I think was a cool system. Like instead of being the electric guy, you're like a leech, a power leech. Like literally, you touch someone and you gain their powers, which is such a sick fucking system. Like, start the game, you start the smoke, then you get her neon powers, then you get some. What's it called? The flying powers. I forgot the name of it. You can make it invisible and that. Like, you get like some comics fucking shit. Then at the end of the game, you get like a rock power when you complete the game, which is really cool from the main antagonist. Which, by the way, I talk about the main antagonist really quick of each game. So the main antagonist of Infamous 1, I think, was Sick Kessler. Really good main antagonist. Infamous 2, Metro's probably the main antagonist. The reason why I don't think the Beast is the main antagonist, because the Beast, you only fight the Beast at the start of the game and he gets introduced at the end of the game. And if you pick the Evo option, you actually work with the Beast in Infamous 2. So I don't really consider him the main antagonist because you work with him. So I don't know. And then obviously Infamous Festival of Blood, it's Bloody Mary. But anyway, the main antagonist is, I forgot her fucking name, but she's alright. I mean, she's not great. She's probably the weakest in the series. And there's not really a main antagonist in First Light. Well, there kind of is. But anyway, what was I saying? So, pretty much, they for some reason, they made some weird design choices with Infamous Second Son. Like, I do like that you get more powers on it, but there was some really weird design choices they did at Infamous Second Son. I think the most weirdest design choice they did was Infamous 1, 2. used an additional XP system, where if you kill enemies, you would get XP, which was a really cool system. But for some weird reason, Infamous Second Son, they removed the XP system. For Infamous Second Son, you don't really get rewarded for killing enemies, like at all. Now, granted though, they did try and fix that issue with Infamous First Light by introducing challenges. So when you kill enemies, you complete challenges and all that type of stuff. But Infamous Second Son, you just kind of run it the way of the enemies and all that. And the same goes to like factions in Second Son. I think this is the biggest criticism of Infamous Second Son. My personal biggest criticism was the lack of enemy variety. Like Infamous 1, you had the Reapers, you had the Dustmen, you had the First Sons. Infamous 2, you had the Militia, you had the Swamp Monsters, you had the Icemen. Festival of Blood, I mean, it's a small game, so you only have the vampires, which makes sense, right? But Infamous Second Son, you only had one faction, which was like the Power Military, which was like going after continents and all that type of stuff. That was really the only faction. You had like some evil. One of the weird choices Infamous 2 that Infamous Second Son had was you had these world events which you could do to make you more evil or more good. Infamous 2 was actually the first game to introduce them, but anyway, Second Son expanded upon a bit more. But what's a really weird system about Infamous Second Son is you get to the final island in the game. Well, there's only 2 islands, which is also a decrease in the islands for the first and second game, which had like 3 for the first game and 4 islands. Infamous Second Son only had 2 islands, which was a weird choice. But anyway, what was I saying? I've completely lost what I was saying about Infamous Second Son. I've completely lost what I was saying. I hate that, man. That's the problem with doing this stuff live, man. If I did this on video, I could all edit that out, but I've completely forgot what I was saying. But it's not a perfect game. It's a really good game, but I do think it's flawed compared to like the original Infamous games. I would say it's an A-tier game. Like, it's a really good game. It's really underrated, and you can play this on modern PlayStation consoles, which I think you can play Infamous 1, Infamous 2, and Infamous Festival of Blood on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, though it is the terrible PlayStation 3 game streaming, and I always tell people, don't play PlayStation. I mean, if it's your only option, if the only way to play PlayStation 3 games is on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 streaming, that's fine. If that is your only way to play those games, I get it, I understand it, but your best way to play those games is to have a real PlayStation 3 if you want the best experience and the best frame rate and all that type of stuff. But anyway, Second Son's really good game, pretty fun. I would say it's definitely an A-tier game. It's absolutely amazing. It's not the best Infamous game in the whole series. The main biggest problem I have with Infamous Second Son is the ending for Infamous 2 makes the ending of Infamous 2, I don't know if there's a comic book or something that explains it quite well, or like some series or TV series. No, there's no TV series. I've never heard of TV series, but like a book or a comic book or something like that explains how the fuck the events of Infamous Second Son happened. Because Infamous 2's ending, which I said stated error, you either kill all the continents, and the evil ending. The good ending, you kill all the continents, and the evil ending, you pretty much kill all of humanity. Infamous Second Son doesn't make sense, because Infamous Second Son is pretty sure is set after the events of Infamous 2. Now, maybe Infamous Second Son is set in a different universe of Infamous 1 and 2. That's really the only explanation that can make sense to me, because it doesn't really make sense that, like, in Infamous 2's ending, as I stated before, like, you completely wipe them all out. I don't get that. It's really confusing. Like, how the fuck did the continents come back in Infamous Second Son? If, like, the continents wiped out the whole of humanity, then how did the continents get wiped out? How did the continents get prisoners? And that doesn't really make sense. Plus, I'm pretty sure good and evil. Yeah, I've done all the Karmas as well. Did the Karmas for all the Infamous games. Well, apart from the games you don't have Karma. But anyway, next is Infamous First Light. So Infamous First Light is actually a really short game as well. Platinum trophy, nice. So Infamous First Light, online they said the game was like 4 to 7 hours long. Well, guess what? We completed 2.5 hours. It was a really short game. And I did a few of the side stuff out of it as well. I didn't just rush through the main quest. If I rushed through the main stuff, I probably would have completed it in like 2 hours. But anyway, Infamous First Light. This is the one Infamous game I actually got for free. They gave Infamous First Light for PlayStation Plus. I think it was like 2015 or 2016. Or maybe it was, I don't remember the top of my head, but I never actually played it until this year, which is kind of funny. I just never got around to playing it. But anyway, Image First Light you play is, what's her fucking name? I literally forgot her name, even though I literally played it on Monday. We literally streamed it on Monday, and I forgot her fucking name. But whatever her name is, we play as her instead of Delson, which is the main guy in Infamous Setting Sun. Pretty good story. It's really, I mean, the ending's really good, but the gameplay's pretty repetitive. Like, they brought back some of the repetitive stuff that I don't think people liked about Infamous 1 and 2. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of the defense missions in Infamous 1 and 2, where you have to stand on top of, like, the fucking truck or the bus. Infamous 1, you had to stand on top of a bus, like, for a few missions. You get infinite electricity, but you had to stand on top of it where, like, drives around the map, or you get defense, something like that. For some reason in First Light, they brought back that mechanic and that I did not like in Infamous 1 and 2, which strangely enough, they removed that system in Infamous Setting Sun, but they decided to bring it back in Infamous First Light, which was a weird design choice. But the problem with Infamous First Light for me is really the first hour is pretty repetitive, like you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, but like the second hour gets really good. So, I mean, I think it's also a B tier. Is it better than Infamous Festival of Blood? I would say probably not. I would say no. I think Infamous Festival of Blood is better. The reason why is because I wish I had my PlayStation set up right and my PS3's my PlayStation set up right now so I could show you the trophies and all that. I don't really go for trophies in the game anyway, chat, but you give you an accurate representation, but I don't have my console turned on right. So theoretically, I could turn it on. But you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. That's just already done in the tiers. Actually, that's not a bad idea, actually. Give it a minute. There it was. It's on. Alright. So let's look at trophies. Trophies. Yeah, here we are. Here's the trophies. And the console. Yeah, so Infamous First Light. So I didn't play it back in 2015. I think my dad played it or something like that. I don't know. I never got around to playing it. I just had hundreds of games. I was playing like a lot of other games at the time. But anyway, here's the trophies. I don't actively go for platinum trophies, if anyone's curious. But that's what we got a few days ago. Then I got Infamous Setting Sun, which I played Infamous Setting Sun pretty close to launch, to be honest. Like, I don't actually know how close that is to launch. I'm gonna look that up, actually. I'm not sure what exact date it came out, and I picked up the wrong fucking key all the time. Ever since I'm using dual PC streaming, I always pick up the wrong keyboard. It's so funny, man. Even though the keyboards are completely different. 21st of March. Alright, so this was around about launch. Yeah, March. Yeah, so I never actually played Evil Karma in Infamous. As you can see, chat, I never played Evil Karma in Infamous. Like, I only played Infamous Setting Sun twice. And as you can see, there is the Evil Karma option, which I just realised I got rid of the chat. I changed the device. There's Infamous Setting Sun, which I've only played twice, which is why I'm not really ranking the good Karma, because I don't really remember. Next is, there's Infamous 2, which I've actually almost completed Infamous 2, funny enough. Finished the game on hard difficulty, yeah, we did that this year. But 2012... Like, I got Infamous 2, I'm pretty sure, quite close to launch, like 2011. Complete the good and the evil ending, which... Wow, I actually played them quite close to each other. Did I do the evil ending first? I must have. Huh. Yeah, I must have done the evil ending first. I don't remember, it was like over a decade. It was over a decade ago, man. There's all the trophies. I mean, realistically, I don't go for platinum trophies, but realistically, I probably could platinum this game if I went for platinum trophies. But I don't go for trophies. Yeah, 2011. Where's Infamous 1? Infamous 1 was quite a while ago. I hardly play my PlayStation nowadays. I'm only a PC gamer nowadays. Infamous 1. Oh yeah, I played Infamous 1 on actually my custom firmware PS3 because the European version of Infamous 1 has a weird glitch where it can crash your console once certain the mission. So I used my jailbreak, that's why it's so slow down. We'll find it eventually. GTA 5 or PS3. I probably scrolled by it, not me. I always find it weird that they, like, Sony had this at one point where the trophies would like between like platform. Somewhere I put, but this is what I mean by when people ask me, I get asked this in the comment section sometimes or on my live streams saying, "What is your favorite game on PlayStation 3?" Oh, there's Infamous 1. Finally, we found it. Yeah, that was the evil ending. What was it? When did I do the good ending? Two 2010. Yeah, 2010. So this was before Infamous 2 even came out. Yeah, reached full positive karma. Damn, that was really early, 2010. I got it second hand for a discount. I mean, I was like a kid still then, so I don't remember the exact, but my copy says that on it. I forgot to mention it. That's what I was talking. That's what I forgot to mention in the tier list was the blast shards. The blast shards and Infamous Seconds. I actually think the blast shard collection in Infamous Second Son was far better than the older Infamous games because in Infamous Second Son, they were really, really easy to find and they would just show up like on the big map. Like Infamous 1 and 2, you had to keep using that R3 scanning ability to find the blast shards. And Infamous 1 and 2, all they did was make it where you could use your power a wee bit longer. But like Infamous Second Son, what they did is you would lock upgrades and unlock skill trees, which I think they actually did the better in Second Son. I'm going to turn off this thing. You know, I might leave that for I might do that on my anniversary stream on my YouTube channel. I might look at all my trophies on PlayStation or something like that. I might do that when we get to the 10th anniversary, which is on the 9th of December this year will be the 10th anniversary of my YouTube channel. I might actually look at all my trophies and that type of stuff for a live stream. That'd be kind of fun as well. We do that while we're talking about the games and all content. But anyway, I have nothing else to say, chat. I'm going to end it here. Bit of a short live stream, but I guess we can talk a wee bit about the rest of the week's content. So tomorrow we're going to be starting my playthrough of the Max Payne series. We have finished off Starwind, so we're going to be starting the Max Payne games tomorrow. So we're going to start with Max Payne 1. Obviously, we're going to start with the first Max Payne game. We'll do part 1 on tomorrow, then we'll do part 2, like, I think next Wednesday. Then on the Saturday, I'm going to be doing we're going to be looking at my old PlayStation 4 Legacy PlayStation 4 Minecraft Worlds, because I did the PlayStation 3 one like a month ago, and I did say I was going to dedicate one to the PlayStation 4 Minecraft Worlds, so we're going to do that on the Saturday. Sunday, we're going to... Tier list is over, by the way, if anybody is just joining. But Sunday, we're going to be doing Battlefield Hardline Still Alive on PlayStation 4. Last week we did Battlefield 4, and before that we did the Call of Duty Still Alive series. We'll be doing that then on the Monday and Tuesday. So the Monday, I'm going to be starting my... I don't know if you're still watching Carousel, but we're going to be starting my playthrough of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2011 on the Monday. We're going to play on Harden. And I'm going to be available this Tuesday, so I'm going to continue again on Tuesday. We'll probably complete in like 2 streams, because I can stream longer on Tuesdays than I can on Mondays. So that's the plan of action for content. Then obviously we'll continue the Max Payne on the Max Payne 1 on the Wednesday. I don't know how long Max Payne's going to take. Obviously, we'll be moving on to Max Payne 2 whenever we finish Max Payne on one off anyway. Then we'll do Max Payne 3, then we're going to be doing the Metal Gear series. But the first day next week, I don't actually know at the top of my head what the next playthrough on its channel actually is on the first day. Oh, I know. I know. I know what it is. I think. Yeah. No. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. It'll be one of the Resistance games we haven't finished off. Yeah, it'll be that. Aye. I'll be that. By the way, chat, I got to mention this. I think somebody was viewbotting my channel yesterday. Honestly, I think I was getting viewbotted in yesterday's live stream, which is nothing I can fucking do about it. But I generally think somebody was actually viewbotting my live stream. The reason why I thought that is because my live consistent viewership was like 20 views for someone that only has 500 subscribers. So it was a bit fucking suspicious. I don't know who the fuck was doing that, but it was really, really, really suspicious. Like, that Star Wars playthrough has been getting, like, consistently, like, 10 plus people watching me live, yet no one's been subscribing or liking, which is really, really strange. So, I don't know what the fuck that's all about. Bit fishy, fucking, I think somebody's trying to view about my channel. I don't know, though. I can't verify it, though, because when I go to my fucking analytics, it doesn't show. Just, it says they all come from desktop, which is a bit strange. Barely says anybody comes from mobile or any platforms. But anyway, I'm going to end it here, chat. I've got nothing else to say. So this was just a short fucking live stream, just a short tier list, a simple lesson. To be honest, I made this a lot longer because I was showing other stuff and talking. I pretty much did this list in like 15 minutes. But I wanted to do a stream today. Plus, I'm waiting on a big delivery today, so I didn't want to stream while they chat the door or something. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. I've got nothing else to say. So we'll be starting Max